Alright guys, here she is. Pressure washed her up. Pretty good. There was a lot of stuff on this, but I'm not keeping any of that, so I'm not worried about it, but I got most of it off the flange. Tried to get as much off of the hub as I could. Did alright. There was a lot down in the area, but did pretty good. I hit it with the like the all-purpose cleaner, you know, kind of foamed it up. Then I hit it with like my, I don't know, my general sprayer. It did just kind of loosen everything up, and then I sprayed it again with the soap, and then I hit it with like my max pressure sprayer. A couple times it came back and got me in the face. It didn't hurt, but anyways, I got my shield, and then I ended up getting in on this stuff, and so it did pretty damn good. Remember, this stuff was, it was nasty. So it took a little while, but yeah. So we got, I didn't really get the underside, but there wasn't a hole. If I recall, there's not like way too much on the back side, but most everything I'm working on, I got it cleaned. So I don't know how the other, but anyways, I couldn't really move it around too much on there. But anyways, let me show you over here. Show you how much dirt came off this mofo. So like, all of this is from that big dirty bastard. So I'll let it dry and then sweep it up. But anyways, I just wanted to show you. Alright guys, I'm going in. We'll do something else tonight. Guys, what's going on? Take these out. Guys, what's going on? It's Dave, Mr. White Ellis 1 in the garage. Thanks for joining me on this video number 4. On this episode of whatever you call this. What I plan to do tonight, actually, I'm going to be ambitious. I'm going to get this stuff off. Alright. I want to get this installed. So I got to put my bell housing up in there, and then we'll get that sucker up in there by using the hoist. Then we got this mofo right here. I did some initial testing. Alright. So it's open diff. So if you hold one of them and then you spin one around, you can see here, the other one doesn't really spin. So you can actually, so if you mark, you see how I made marks there. So let's put that back. Okay, you see that mark? The mark on the pinion. Anyway, so there's my mark. There's my mark here. So pretty much straight up. Alright, kind of straight up. So we spin this once and we watch how many times that turns. So you ready? One. Alright. Bang. A little over 2. So you kind of just timed that since the other one isn't turning, and it'll probably give you 411. So so I'm pretty sure it's got 411s in it, but we won't know until we pull her apart, and so hopefully we'll get to do that tonight. So anyways, I'm going to throw my headphones in, we'll get jamming with some music. Let's make it happen. Alright guys, so we got one goal accomplished tonight, and that was to get this big bastard up in here. So if you guys have ever put one of these in here, an SM465 and a 205 or SM465 and whatever, you know the struggle is real. Especially if you're laying on your back and trying to do it. So the safest way that I've found is to frickin' put a chain through it and just use an engine hoist so it gets all the way in without really touching. I mean, it's like just laying up against it, but I just put one there and then like one up here. Let's see. And what I do is I just jack it up until it's kind of in place, and then obviously it's always like a little crooked because you can never get the chain right, so then I put the jack under it to kind of straighten it out, and then I just re-hook my chain and just kind of take my time. I think judging by the camera, it was recording me down there. I think I spent about an hour putting this mugger in, and so basically I kind of get it up to the height that I need, and I jack the back up slowly, and then I get kind of a feel to where it starts sliding in smooth, and then I kind of know I'm in the right spot, and then I get it enough to where I can start the bottom bolt, one of them, and then I just kind of work it in from there, just kind of go nice and slow. I watch the face of the transmission and the face of the bell housing just to make sure, you know, like one isn't, you know, so like let's say, anyways, just to make sure that it's straight with it, you know, so if it's like one is like this and one's like that, you know, I try to keep them both straight, and then just kind of adjust everything as I'm going, and then it all just kind of slides in. So as long as, you know, you tighten them down, you know, a little bit here, a little there, and you can feel it. So once it starts to, I turn it in. Once it starts to get a little bit tight, then I go to the opposite bolt and I just kind of go around until it sucks it up. And that's really it. I've never been able to put this up here and slide it all the way in. It's just never really worked out for me like that. But anyway, she's up in there. So get down here real quick. Oh. So I'm going to, well, I've probably got a drill. I don't know if I have already. It looks like there's some holes drilled here. Maybe I drilled some holes in the frame. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyways, I'll get the cross member up and see if we can get it somewhat aligned. Looks like there's a couple different holes for that. I don't know what those are for. But anyways, maybe the holes are right for my cross member and I'll be in good shape. So that's it. She's up in there. In all her fabulous heavy ass glory. I probably should have taken this around the side of the house and squirted it off, but it's really not that dirty, so I wasn't really sweating it. So she's in there. She's a stick now, so we got to mount the pedals, but I really wanted to get this out of the way because I had this over there and my rear end's over there, and so now we can pop the pumpkin off the rear end. Maybe we'll do that tonight, so we'll see. I don't know, it's getting kind of late. Maybe we'll roll that into tomorrow, but either way, it's up in here. Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the garage. It's Friday night, and so I wanted to show you the state of things at the end of the week, and so we're probably gonna wrap the video up kind of here, but I want to at least pop that rear end open, see what we got going on. So this is what we got. I got my hoist on this sucker. I do have the cross member on it. I don't have the bushings, so I'm probably just going to drop this on the cross member, pull this over there so that we can get the 14 bolt into position. So this week basically we swapped out pedals, we put the transmission in, and worked on, you know, put the new booster and stuff in, and then we did the clutch master. Now, it's orientated like this because it has to clear the wiper motor, and it's okay like this. However, this is my issue. I'm hanging up on it, and I don't like it, and I don't want to live with it. So I think I'm just going to solve the problem this go around so that this thing is a lot more better to drive. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so the issue that I'm having with this sucker here is that it works fine, right? Like I've used it in the K5, I've used it in the K10. This setup, it just works. Never had any leaks, never had any issues. However, I didn't do a lot of research when I first put this in. I mean, I did a lot of research, but I kind of went off of somebody else, what they were using. Somebody mentioned that they used this master cylinder and it worked fine, so I'm like, well shit, I'll give it a try. So I got it and it works. I mean, it's a good master cylinder. It's a Tilton 7/8, but however, I'm trying to eliminate the stiffer pedal, so I'm going to try to go with a smaller master cylinder so that way it's easier to depress the pedal. Now, another problem that I'm having is that this big mother out of the way. Let me get the light in here and I'll show you what's going on here so that you know. So another issue that I have is these pedals, and while when I put this in I didn't have a whole bunch of money and I didn't want to put a bunch of money into it, so it really worked out well because I was able to get the pedals, the transmission, bell housing, all that stuff for like $100 off Craigslist. This dude was just like, he's just looking to get rid of it, so I was like, cool, I'll take it. So the problem is this is basically a straight throw, alright? So this pedal is really never going to be at the ideal location because this is a manual clutch pedal, and if I used a hydraulic pedal and all of the factory stuff, it would probably have a lot better feel. However, I was going to run this, and I kind of put it all in here, and I pushed it down, and I hate that hard feel, but it seems like there's a lot of deflection on the firewall, and I didn't notice that amount of deflection on the K10 or the K5. I'm not sure. You know, I would think all these firewalls would be the same, but maybe different years. The older ones, maybe they weren't as thick. I mean, I don't know. But so what I think I'm going to do, I was looking for solutions, and what I think I'm going to do is turn this around here. Anyways, so what I think I'm going to do is I was doing some research. I was going to get a smaller master cylinder just to, you know, get the pedal a little bit softer, but I was looking at a bunch of Willwoods that were on Summit, and I found one. It was about $130, and it was actually the master cylinder, basically the same as the same look as this one. It's got the front mount flange, and it also has the side mounts where you can like run 2 bolts, maybe like build a bracket, something like that. So, and it has the remote reservoir type deal, which I like because I like mounting my reservoir elsewhere because I have the wiper motor that I have to deal with. So that enticed me, but it was that it has a pedal and the master cylinder all in one, and so it gives you a 7-to-1 ratio, which should definitely give me a softer pedal. So I want this thing, and even if I have to change the clutch out to something different, I want this truck, I'm putting all this effort into this truck, and I don't want to just like slap it together. I want it to be the way that I want it to be when I'm cruising down the highway, when I'm driving across town, and I feel like putting the extra effort into it, and $130 and a little bit more work to it in the long run is going to be well worth it. So that's my plan there. So when those parts come in, I'll show them to you. I'll talk about what I'm going to do. We'll get down here and check the fitment, see what we got to do. We may have to build like a little standoff, or, you know, we might have to like fab something up to get it away from the firewall so that it's in the proper position. I don't know. So we'll make it work. We'll order the part and we'll make it work, right? So that's what we're trying to do here. So while we wait for parts to come in, we've got a lot of other stuff that we could be doing here. Just stuff everywhere. I still got to put the auto pedal back at the K10, but let's tear this rear end apart and see what we got. See how it looks inside. I'm pretty sure it's 411, but we'll confirm that. And then we'll just start taking everything apart. I've already I came out here. I think I've already talked about this, but I pressure blasted everything. It took a while, man. This stuff was caked on, and I was like, might as well. I mean, it was like a 70-degree day in January, so I figured I'd come out here and hose her off. So we did. It's looking good. Let's take it apart. I'll probably take it apart, clean it up, maybe throw some paint on. I'm not big into painting rear ends and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I could. But we'll see. You know, we don't get any rust here, and you know, it don't matter to me, but I might paint it up. I might not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll just paint the brackets. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, all right. Let's get going on this. I'm going to raise it up, put it on some jack stands, and we'll pop the cover off. Maybe even pop these hubs off. And get the hubs free of those big old drums. Let's do it. Alright guys, it's Sunday morning. This is how she's sitting. It's been so beautiful, man. This morning I got out, got like a 4.5, 5 mile run in. It was awesome. Took the boy with me. And I just want to kind of close this video out. So I've got half of this off. I've got to clean up here, order some brackets. We'll start getting all the swap parts for this. I'll talk about how I'm doing it. It's all pretty common stuff, but I'll go over it. And all this stuff came out. I didn't get eaten by anything. There was no big old widows in it, so that was pretty nice. I still got to get this side off, so no need to video both sides, but here it is. Here's the ring gear. You can see there the number you want to look for is that 1041 right there, so you divide 41 by 10 or something like that. Anyways, and it gives you 411, so that's it. And it's just an open action. I didn't see any problems in here. Had some stuff on the magnet, but who knows the last time it was changed. No big shards, just some buildup. And that's it. So I'm leaving it here. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your week. New video next weekend, unless I get into something crazy. And that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to be a part of the CarburetorSuck.com garage family, where we're always working on some kind of Chevy project, subscribe. This is how she sits. The 14 semi-floater is gone. My buddy from my 4x4 came over. He's working on a Jeep project, so I gave him I had a 44 on the side of my house, a full width 44, 373, and then I took this rear end out of here and gave him it with this, like I said, it was the 14 semi-floater, and so he's got those, they match, and he's going to do a Jeep project thing. So that's it. Alright guys, enjoy your weekend. Mr. White Ellis went out. See you guys.